Did it happen? Shocking, right? Did the news hit? What's today? Wait. Let's find out what today's date is. Let's see here. Oh, don't show my face. Oh, look at that. Look at Google. Look what Google says. It's Wednesday, December 9th. And it's 10:19 p.m. That's what my Google says. Oh, Jody, don't believe Google. You could be lying. All right, let me show you on my phone. Look at that. See that? Wednesday, December 9th. Right there. See that? 10:19. See that? But today's Thursday. I'm uploading this video. Or is it Friday? It's one of those days. Probably Thursday. Y'all saw that news? That Twitter tweet from Patty? The news articles? People going kind of crazy. Like, what? When I found out myself, it was amazing. And I already knew this, though. Like, I have already knew this was going to happen because, I've been saying it on my channel. But confirmation was even so sweeter to hear it. Like, you know what, Patty? Good for you. I was ecstatic when she told me she was doing this. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this video or not. I'm just recording it as some, because this is a flex move. This is a big flex because not only is it a big flex because I'm proud of what Patty did and her move is ultimate flex, but because this is a flex move for everybody who wanted the theaters to remain booming and wanted the quality of film to stay high, who wanted to cherish the theatrical experience, and who wanted films to continue to be good and aspire to be better. Streaming is not the answer to that. It was the theaters. And to know that Patty done said what she said, I don't even know what she said on Twitter. I don't know what she said. I don't know what the article says today, this news that dropped today. But I'm in Wednesday, but what am I talking about news that dropping on Thursday? Why do I know that? How do I know that? How could that be? I don't know. I guess I'm just a good guesser. Well, what's next? Warner Brothers, you have to hold this infinite, absolute, gigantic L. Warner Media, HBO Max, Warner Brothers, and AT freaking T, they're all the same. Don't forget that. When you hear Warner Max, Warner Media, it's AT&T. When you hear Warner Brothers, now it's AT&T. And when you hear HBO Max, it's AT&T. So how is it that we come to this position? Let's go to the beginning of where it all started. And this is where I knew that something was wrong. I sensed something was drastically wrong. It started in June when they announced the Snyder Cut. Who's they? AT&T announced the Snyder Cut. After Warner Brothers says it ain't coming, then they said... And then they announced the Snyder Cut on Twitter. And they're like, you get a Snyder Cut. You get a Snyder Cut. Fans are like, can we get a Ben Affleck Batman movie too? Maybe. David Ayer's punk self comes out. Hey. Can I get the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad? Even though I had two different theatrical releases? Two different releases. You had the regular Suicide Squad. You had the rated R version. And then you had a director's cut. What the heck are you talking about? You want another cut? You want another cut, extended edition or whatever the heck it was. That's what you want. So you want a third cut, huh? But show. Once I saw that starting to happen and how immature it looked, I said, what AT&T is dumb. A telecommunications company overruling Warner Brothers. That is a film institution for 100 years. You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of when nerdy dweeby high school student, never had friends, always was good at grades, went to a good college university, got a great job, sold some amazing technology, got billions of dollars. By the time the 20-year high school reunion comes out, shows up to the high school reunion and paid Beyonce to perform there, flexing how he's the dude. That's exactly what AT&T is. You're a telecommunications company that sells tech, cell phone service, and whatnot. And you're over here trying to, hey, I got celebrity access. What do you want? What do you want? You want Christopher Nolan? You want Patty? You want Zach? What y'all want? Let's go. You guys are ignorant and dumb and just remedial. And I was just looking at it, I'm like, this is, what is this? Y'all a business? That's stupid. I'll never forget that Twitter day where they were just putting out emojis, making, could we get a Batman and Deathstroke? And they're winking. You never know. What It wasn't the Warner Brothers way. And it was then that I knew, no matter what happens, AT&T's evil, and that dark looming cloud is always going to look down on Warner Brothers no matter what decision they make, because it will always be overturned to what AT&T wants. And they're evil in the sense of they're not intentionally evil. I believe they're accidentally evil. That's how incompetent they are to me. AT&T do not know how to run a movie studio. AT&T are out of their depth. And Sarnoff, hold this L. Get out of there. You're fired. You're fired in my mind. You can keep your job, but you're fired. John Steck, you're fired. Jason Kilar, you are fired. All of y'all are fired for what y'all did to AT&T. Greenblatt, they already fired him. He fired too. All of y'all, Warner Media, that stupid name that they created. Warner Media. Oh, AT&T and Warner Brothers combined to make Warner Media trash. Warner Media is garbage. It's chaos. No director's going to want to come to work for y'all who's reputable, who has, a lot of stock in Hollywood and has skill. You know what I mean? Unless you overpay them through the nose up front. That's the only way you're going to get talent. And no quality actor, writers, and screenplay, no composers and cost. They're not going to want to, they would not pick you if someone else is available. Y'all are going to be the last option. Y'all went from being first option to last option. How does that feel? So let's talk about Christopher Nolan being out of there. He pretty much said, y'all dumb, y'all ignorant, y'all blindsided people, your streaming service sucks, and this move makes no actual sense. You guys are dysfunctional. He's gone. Christopher Nolan, your greatest commodity that you've had a relationship with since like 2003, is gone. Okay, that's how y'all want it. That's how y'all got it. He out of there. Wherever Christopher Nolan goes is a really good sign to where I think like Patty Jenkins might go, because Christopher Nolan if he signs with a company, does a contract with a company to make content, you best believe he's done his homework, and that that company is the company that supports filmmaking at the highest level. Highest level does not end at your TV screen. The highest level goes outside your home to the theater. That's the best place to experience any movie, even bad ones. Even bad movies are better in the theater. And that's crazy because it's the theater. So here they are panicking, putting all of 2021 movies on their stupid HBO Max service where there's only 12.9 million active subscribers of 30 something plus million. And they assume that this is going to save the day. They're going to get a lot of subscribers, that's for sure, but it's not going to be as much as they would, nowhere near as much as if they went in theaters exclusively. And please, 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 guys, spare me the whole, but you can choose, Jody. You can go see it in the theater, and you could go see it in HBO Max if you want to. Man, let me break something down for y'all. Can you go see any film right now in California? Nope. How many people live in California? I don't know, 40 million? Can you go see a movie in New York State? No. How many people live in New York State? I don't know, 30 million people? 40 million plus 30 million equals 70 million people that cannot go see it in theaters. And that's only 2 states. There's a huge amount more states. We're talking about half of the United States population that cannot go to theaters. That's 170 million people. It's a lot of people. So you think that AT&T, when they said, we love the fans, that's the biggest slap in the face. You did this greedy move to up your subscribers because you used the advantage of a pandemic. You used the opportunity of a pandemic because theaters are struggling to snatch up all these movies and throw them on your streaming service that you own. And then you tried to disguise it to me as you're doing what's right for the people and the consumer. That's bullshit. You did it for you, AT&T. You did it for you, and you made Warner Brothers do it. because you told them to do it, because y'all are Warner Brothers now. You try to say that you care about us. You care about us. You can see it in theaters and you can see it on HBO Max. It's a win-win. Knowing good and goddamn well that half this country does not have theaters open. Over 150 million people do not have an option. But y'all knew that though. A lot of the dumb viewers don't know it. A lot of people in my comment section who have already commented over and over and over. But you can do both. You can see it in HBO Max and theaters. Half the country do not have theaters. So for over 150 million people, they do not have a choice. There's only one choice. HBO Max or nothing. That's a nice, good choice. That's a good pitch, isn't it? And when you think of it that way, what does HBO Max do? They knew this. They know on their whiteboard that half the country doesn't have theaters open. So if we say you can watch it in theaters, which is like a little bit random places throughout the country, but in the major metropolitan areas you can't, or you can watch it on HBO Max. Because you knew that half the country would only have the ability to watch it on HBO Max. That was their only avenue to see the movie. That's why they did this. Greed. They did it for a streaming service. And then you pissed off a lot of directors. People are like, Jody, why I don't understand what's the problem. People are blowing up. I don't think it's because, I'm not trying to disrespect, but I feel like you don't see the bigger picture. How could you expect there to be Infinity War Endgame, which budget was what, $500 million? You'll never see that on streaming. You will never see a $500 million budget film, a $400 million budget film, a $300 million budget film. You're barely about to see the first ever $200 million budget film from Netflix. But Netflix has the subscriptions. Netflix has the bankroll. And Netflix also has the artists and the creators because they respect them. Netflix has been striving to purchase theaters. They're trying to go to theater. They understand the theatrical experience. And even then, it's not enough. That movie with Jamie Foxx, what was it called? Power Up, something like that, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It was a good movie. It was cool. But if you look at that movie, that doesn't look like a theatrical blockbuster. It's not. The quality just isn't there. You can tell the quality. And it's that in 5 years that you're going to keep getting. And when you're worried, when you're watching your streaming service, these movies suck. Why is it when I turn on Dark Knight Rises, it looks so cinematic? Why does it look so real? Because you wanted streaming, dummy. That's why. Because you're not going to get the highest level writers, actors, producers, and directors to go to a streaming service to make movies for streaming if they have the option to go for a studio that supports theatrical. The pushback was always going to happen. I said it was going to happen live on my show. And to be honest, it's not just, and then I'm not mad at you guys. It's just, I feel like it's just a learning curve. I'm continuously learning as well. I'm learning more things about this industry as the days go on. My own community was divided. My own community, Jody's Corner. In the live chat, half of them I want to say more than half. I would say probably 75% of my community in my live stream were like, Jody, you tripping, bro. Theaters are not going to lash back. Actors and directors don't care. They just want to get paid. You guys were wrong. The theatrical experience means everything to a filmmaker. You think they went... Most directors grew up on seeing films in theaters. They were just like you and me. Go with your group of friends, pile up in the car, open the door to the theater, talking smack, laughing. Right when you open the door to the theater, popcorn smacks you in the face. You're waiting in line, looking up at the board, trying to see what you're going to watch, what times it is, going to the bathroom with your friends and going to the concession line, smelling the nachos, craving them, grabbing them, eating them, topping up, walking down that infinite time, the beautiful walk down the hallway to your theater where you can see the billboards and the posters, take pictures, sitting in the theater, the dark, watching trailers on the big screen, the coming attractions. than watching the actual film itself and escaping reality like no other, because you can't do that at home. And I don't care how good of a TV you got. I don't care how good of a surround sound you got. It doesn't replace a Dolby theater. 70-foot screen, Dolby speakers, Dolby Atmos everywhere, Dolby Vision, just beautiful. Experiencing the film, a film like Wonder Woman 1984, as emotionally and powerful and inspiring as that movie is, to experience something like that with strangers and to see their experience and to feel their energy, to feel their aura, to interact and react with them. People you don't even know, but you share a common bond of witnessing the same picture on screen. And then one of my favorite parts, when you open the theater door, when you leave, and it's just 100 people walking down the hallway, there's about 6 seconds of bliss. There's about 6 to 25 seconds of bliss walking from your theater till you get to the theater lobby with all the bright lights. And when you walk out those doors, everybody in that hallway is thinking about the movie they watched, talking about the movie they watched in that hallway walk, saying how good or how bad it was, how amazing it was, the favorite part without spoiling people in the hallway. Each of us looking to the side of each other one by one, understanding that we just experienced the same thing and we were blown away. And then when you open the door to the theaters, you're hit with reality. That's when the escape is completely gone. But for those 2-something hours, it was an escape. And that escape was brought to you by people like you and me, who went through that same escape going to the theater, went to school, learned how to film, learned how to shoot, learned how to light, learned camera positioning, learned cinematography, learned costume design, learned production, learned staffing, and went into debt to go to school, to go and work, to create these very same movies that they experience like you and me do today. That is the theatrical experience that I love. That's the theatrical experience that Patty loves. And wherever she goes, I'm there to support her. I hope now that you guys kind of understand exactly why this came to be and why this news dropped in the way it dropped today. Because the theatrical experience is something that should be cherished. And it's when you have options, nobody wants to work for a boss who will blindside them. It's simple as that. Put a theatrical release to the side. Nobody wants to work for a boss whose mission is to aggressively terminate the way in which it does business. It's like you work for Radio Shack, right? And Radio Shack aggressively, you know that you work at Radio Shack, you sell merchandise in the store, but your manager is letting you know, oh no, we need to push the online store, Just tell them to go online. You go to your manager, why don't we have more scientific calculators? Why aren't we shipping in more Beats headphones? How come we're not getting in more HDMI cords and PS5 controllers? What's going on, boss? And your boss says, don't worry about that. Just push them to the online store. Tell them to go to online and then they ship it that way. Why the freak would I want to work at Radio Shack knowing that all of the merchandise that everyone wants, you're putting in an online store digitally? I'm going to leave that job. That is exactly what's happening here. It's the same thing. I know the writing is on the wall for me. I'm out of there. And thank God Patty is too. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out. Deuces.